Before you decide what to think, pause for a moment because this story isn't about shock for the sake of shock. It's about how one set of images sparked a massive conversation that went far beyond appearances. When photos connected to Emma Watson began circulating online, reactions were instant and intense. With people forming opinions before stopping to consider the context behind them, Emma Watson has spent most of her life in the public eye, growing up on screen and later redefining herself as a thoughtful, outspoken advocate for equality and self-expression. That's exactly why these images caught so many people off guard. To some viewers, they felt unexpected. To others, they represented artistic freedom and a personal choice made by a woman fully in control of her image. What mattered most wasn't the photos themselves, but how quickly they ignited debate. Supporters pointed out that Emma has always been vocal about autonomy and the right to define one's own narrative. From her work in film to her activism, she's consistently challenged narrow expectations placed on women in the spotlight. These images, viewed through that lens, weren't about provocation, they were about confidence and rejecting the idea that a public figure must fit into a single, permanent mold. Of course, criticism followed too. Some questioned timing, others misunderstood intent, and a few tried to separate her advocacy from her artistic choices. But many fans pushed back, reminding critics that empowerment isn't canceled out by self-expression. In fact, for a lot of people, this moment reinforced why Emma continues to resonate with audiences who value authenticity. What's interesting is how perspectives have shifted over time. In today's culture, conversations around agency, consent, and expression are more nuanced than ever. Looking back, many now see the reaction as a reflection of society's discomfort with women owning their image rather than anything controversial about the photos themselves. As the discussion evolved, one thing became clear: Emma Watson's influence doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from being willing to stand in the center of uncomfortable conversations and let people think, question, and grow. That's why moments like this don't fade, they become part of a larger story about change. In the end, this wasn't about trying to shock viewers or divide fans. It was about choice, confidence, and challenging assumptions. And whether people agreed or disagreed, it proved once again that Emma Watson has a rare ability to turn a single moment into a conversation the world can't ignore.